Welcome again to another session of market analysis for today, June 6th of 2024. I am Giovanni Betancourt, analyst, trader, and educator with Vantage Markets. Well, in yesterday's trading session, Wall Street major indices ended higher, with the benchmark S&P 500 and tech-heavy Nasdaq 100 notching new all-time highs, and the blue chip Dow rising to a one-week high. Hewlett-Packard Enterprise climbed over 10% and was the top percentage gainer on the S&P after the company posted upbeat second quarter results and raised its full-year revenue outlook. Also, CrowdStrike Holdings surged about 12% and was the top percentage gainer on the Nasdaq 100. NVIDIA just entered the pantheon of companies with market values north of $3 trillion, joining Microsoft and surpassing Apple, which is quite an achievement. And it certainly helped the S&P 500 and Nasdaq hit those new records. But this trio now makes up more than 20% of the S&P, giving them a disproportionate amount of sway. A key question is whether the rest of the market is capable of catching up. U.S. stock futures are looking to be mixed today after markets rally to those new highs in the previous session. The S&P and the Nasdaq climbing to those highs after this, obviously, news from NVIDIA. The gains were helped along by following bond yields as traders increased expectations for interest rate reductions from the Federal Reserve. Now, hopes for Fed cuts may also have been buoyed by the Bank of Canada, which became the first group of 7 countries to lower interest rates since the COVID-19 pandemic, followed by the European Central Bank, which took the bold step to lower interest rates, moving ahead of the Federal Reserve in delivering its first cut since the COVID-19. Obviously, unleashed a surge of inflation because of the COVID-19. Now, the move had been widely expected and telegraphed for months in comments by ECB President Christine Lagarde and others. The quarter point reduction brings the ECB deposit rate to 3.75%. Now, this cut could bring a concern for the ECB that if it gets too far ahead of the Fed in lowering rates, it could weaken the euro against an already strong dollar. While that could boost European exports by making them cheaper to overseas buyers, there's also a risk that it will add to inflation and could cause some financial instability. Now, the gold market is not seeing much reaction in global currency markets as the European Central Bank cuts interest rates by 25 basis points across the board. Jobless claims in the U.S. came in higher than expected at 229,000 versus 216,000 consensus. And this could also obviously bring more pressure on the Fed to cut rates, but obviously we're not looking for this to happen in June nor in July, and perhaps will be in September. So with that being said, let's take a look at what we can expect for today's market fluctuation. Well, we see that we definitely obviously closed above the 19,000 psychological resistance level that we had previously touched on May 23rd. We actually broke our resistance that we placed yesterday. So I am going to just be very conservative in where to put my resistance for today, since we are not trading in new all-time high. So 19,200-ish can be that level. I'm going to bring my support up to right about this level, 18,856. So being optimistic and cautiously bullish. So buying obviously the index. S&P. All right. So yesterday we had spoken about how the S&P most likely will have hit our resistance level, and as we did that, we will be looking to see if we can meet that high made in May 23rd, and it did so. Okay. We are basically basically underneath that right now. We did pick the head up above that. So we will reach 5,500 by the end of the month. It is getting closer than yesterday for sure. So let's just place that second resistance level right up there. And now the first one will be 5,400 initially. So let's see if that will be met today. Let's use this double top that was created also last month as a support. So let's see if that will be met today. Will we continue to move higher in the S&P? Obviously we are in new levels, but let's see if the momentum will continue into obviously trading. Let's see what will happen because of if this cuts by the Bank of Canada and the ECB will help stocks. All right, so for the Dow, we are just basically flattish in that. So I'm just gonna bring my support to 38,500, being cautiously optimistically bullish. So keep that in mind. Crude oil. All right, so $74 for crude oil when this puppy loads. Let's just wait to see. Crude oil has made quite remarkable movements. It had been continuously in a sell-off. Now had it found its bottom. Let's see what will happen if that will be the case for crude oil today. Okay, here it is. So, as we see here, last couple of trades. Yesterday was a green day. We did manage to close above the open of yesterday. So that was a bullish sentiment. Today we did peaked our heads towards the $75 marker, but it has retreated. So let's see if this is just profit taking. Also, some pressure on by this interest rates cuts. So let's see if we continue with this bullish momentum to the upside. I'm just gonna remain with the same levels of support and resistance here for crude oil. Nat Gas, 270 and change is about to be met. So I'm just gonna bring that little puppy a bit higher, and I'm gonna bring my support to here. So let's see if 278, 280 will be met today. So we are buying Nat Gas. Gold is the one that hasn't, it did peak above that resistance, but obviously we need to bring that up. So let's just 2,380 and change can be used for that. So let's see if you continue with a nice spike as the US session opens in a few moments. And taking a look at silver also had a nice little peak. Let's just keep the same level. So being optimistically bullish with those two. Copper is apparently, yesterday I took that trade in on copper after it hit my support. I'm gonna leave it there. So I'm still looking for 475. Bitcoin, it seems to be just also in consolidation mode. I presume here RSI isn't yet in overbought territory, so it's still being bullish with Bitcoin. The currencies, let's take a look at the euro. After the news came out, if this spiked and now it's just retreating, so it's still looking for north of 109, being bullish for euro. The pound, it is retreating as we speak. So let's see if it continues to retreat to the 9-day moving average. We'll take a trade there. And the dollar index, let's see, it's just being flattish after all this news. So let's see if it'll sustain its path, or will it just stay here and just trade sideways for a while. That's it for me today. Have a great trading day, and I will see you tomorrow.